storm out,
Now
so
we're-
it
now
looks
we're
like it was like
recording.
something controversial.
Be like, son of a gun. F this
Here we
guy.
go. Let's do it. Woo! We are live and we are fired up tonight. We have Triple Play's favorite guest joining the show tonight.
You've had Austin Eckler on this show. I can't be your favorite guest. Don't lie. You don't have to lie. I appreciate you trying to cover this up, but you don't have to lie about that. That's fine.
Well, I wasn't there for that one, so you're my favorite guest.
Oh,
None of
very
theirs
nice.
was
Oh, so
mine.
there we go.
Thank
That's
you.
a good save. So you know the normal crew. I was going to introduce them, but you know what? You know who they are. at this
Forget the
point.
formalities. I always love.
I agree.
Because I always have to explain to people. Actually, you know what's funny is because I'm sort of like the unofficial room mom of my daughter's kindergarten class. Because I'm always out there with the moms gossiping. Well, I have a daughter, so I don't like. There's guys that bring their sons, but I never hang out with them because, like, you hang out with who your kids hang out with, and you're kind of like drawn into that group. And I was talking about this podcast. I was talking about this one because
Hey.
like, oh yeah, people.
Hey.
I go, it'll seem insincere because David was trying to butter me up by lying to me. But I go, it's my favorite one because they're sort of obsessed with Stephanie Smith. And it's just a fun running gag that we have. And it's like, oh, like it is really meaningful to me. Like when you have like a relationship with that, like, oh yeah, like I know who, like a lot of these times, like people will email me and we'll do a show and I'm like, I don't know who it is until they pop up on the StreamYard or whatever, the Zoom. You're like, oh, it's you. But like when it's you, I know who it is. When David sends me the email, I know exactly who it is. And if I wasn't on antibiotics, I'd be drinking right now. But instead, I gotta have coffee. So I know it's my own fault. But I love
For the
it.
record.
Does David send the same like copy edit thing every time?
Well,
like,
no, that's why I was
would
like,
you
I'm
to join
sending
the-
them a whole new thread to see if our relationship is real. Because if you
Yeah,
notice,
I feel like it's brand
Johnny,
new. It's
Johnny,
not-
don't tell
yeah.
people how the sausage is made, man.
Yeah, no, you got to. That's fine. Like, listen, we're pulling back the curtain. This is where
For the record.
we destroy kayfabe here.
Hey, Adam, can you join us in Atlantic City this weekend? It's David's bachelor party.
What the? Why am I just hearing about it now? Like that is something I would have really have attempted to try to do. Like I can't make it happen in 2 days. But if you would have given me a little rant, like how would you not think? Like I understand, like Austin Eckler probably wouldn't have been able to make that. If you would have given me more than 2 days, I have tons of Southwest miles. I don't even know.
Well,
if they fly
you're on
directly.
antibiotics.
He's a Southwest guy, doesn't fly.
and you would be off the
United.
antibiotics in 2 days, right? So we would have actually been able to drink together.
I would have risked it, or I would have.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's certain things. I would have found at least one of my doctor friends who would have approved it. I have one friend who's a doctor who's a little sketchy. I have a friend who's a dentist who one time we were in Vegas and he's sitting there, he threw in a dip, and I'm like, what is
Oh,
wrong
wow.
with you? He's like, oh, it's not
Oh,
that
wow.
bad for you, and I'm like, you're
I love that.
the worst.
I'm 90% sure he's wrong. I'm no dentist.
I don't know. I didn't go to dental school. I think you're wrong in your assessment.
He was one of the 4 out of 5 doctors that
doesn't-
that
that
approves
didn't-
cigarettes. Yeah,
Who's like, Trident sucks. Have a Skull or a
have
Copenhagen
some
instead.
Philip Morris.
Oh my God. He's also so. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember this, but there was a dentist that went out on the Serengeti and like big game hunted a lion, and it was a big news story a couple of years ago. And so we were in Vegas, and I started telling everybody that our friend.
Are
Nick
we
Sandwich-
old enough and then it's only a couple of years ago?
I don't know if your parents gave you access to the internet a couple of years ago. So I don't know. Maybe they still had the child protection lock on. I can't make that call. And so we convinced everybody. I'm like, yeah, this guy over here, that's the dentist that killed the leopard on the Serengeti. and then and then he's like, dude, I think people are, and so he was just like, I think people are pissed at me. Like, what do you mean? Like, people have been giving me weird looks like all weekend. I'm like, really? That's weird. I don't know why. Like, yeah, did I do something? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, and then when we were in the airport, I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, everybody thinks that you're that dentist from Minnesota that went and shot the big game in Africa. Like, sorry about that.
That's like that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode when everybody thought Jeff was Harvey Weinstein. Party.
Yes, exactly. I still feel bad about that. That's like, oh, so he was getting Mad Dog for an entire week. He's fine.
Yeah.
So Adam, I haven't seen San Andreas yet. I was wondering when we're planning our group movie watch for it.
It could have been this weekend, I guess.
You know what? That should have been part of the bachelor party. Like,
Ooh,
we would have
that's
gotten. Could you
good idea.
imagine? Like,
We could have
hiring
done
a
that instead of the strip club.
Well, just hire a stripper to come to the room, and she's like, "Where do I
And just
perform?"
watch
Like, no,
movies.
you're just gonna watch San Andreas with us. We've got you for 2 hours, and we're just gonna review the film with you.
We're gonna sit cross-legged on the carpet and just
Yep.
stare at the TV.
We'll just sit here, crisscross applesauce, and just watch San Andreas.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Not.
That would
By the
be
way,
fun.
me and Johnny just recently watched The Mitchells vs. the Machines on Netflix.
Ooh,
It's a perfect movie.
is it?
John, do you agree?
Kids movies do not get enough love. Like those, like animated stuff. Like they're funny. Like people try to ignore them because they're for kids, but they're just funny and heartwarming and touching.
I felt the same way about this movie that I did like when I watched Finding Nemo as a child. Like it was that good.
Oh wow, okay.
You
I
should
gotta
watch
check
it,
this
man.
out. No, I want to check it out. I love it.
Especially with your kids.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
No.
I always love when they sneak in adult humor into
They
movies
do.
like that, and
They have
that
it.
just makes it perfect.
Adam, actually, I'm glad you're here to change gears for a second because I know that's no stranger to when you're on the show here.
We started changing gears.
No, but there's something I need to make sure I ask him before I forget. So, how's your golf game? I know you wear the outfits, but how's the actual golf game?
Do you
Yeah,
follow him on
it's-
Instagram, David?
No, he doesn't post any golf stuff anymore. I looked today; it's all just bear stuff. Like, who cares about bear stuff?
You got to follow it in the stories. You got to follow the stories to find out my golf stuff. And normally I play on Wednesday, but I've been battling this tooth thing, and I woke up and my pain medication had worn off, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna take an hour for it to kick in. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not playing. But yeah, it's been going along pretty good. The one great thing about golf is like once you have one thing settled, you're like, oh, I can drive perfectly now. Then you can't do anything 100 yards and in. Or when you're like great with the wedges and the pitching, you're driving the ball into the woods. So I haven't had the perfect round yet, but I've been playing pretty well. There's been some times where you play and you're like, you walk off with like a 92. And I told my buddy like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, dude, I know I shot a 92, but I felt like I could have shot 78 if like a couple of things would have went correctly. Like it's just always funny. And then, when you watch the pros more, and I know the U.S. Open will be starting tomorrow from Torrey Pines down the road in San Diego, it is like you see what they do. Like Billy Horschel one time, I was watching him and he hit one down the just piped one. He goes, oh, finally I hit a fairway. And I'm like, dude, I know how that feels. They're a little bit better at scrambling than I am, but man, it's just like it's trying to herd kittens. It's trying to be like, hey, like trying to get, you just can't get everything together all at one point, but at some point it will. I'm going to shoot a 77 one day. And then, you know what? Then I'm going to retire. I'm going to shoot a 77 and then retire.
David, you missed one of his stories where he did well on the first hole, and I was like, Adam, why didn't you fake an injury? Like, we know how this goes.
I wanted to ask him, can you critique my golf swing? Can you give me the
have
breakdown?
it?
I do.
Do you have the video? Let's
This
check
is
it
from
out.
this is from 6 years ago when I tried to do it in
There he
college.
goes again, Johnny.
6 years.
I know he watch this be like
Always
a
fishing.
fantastic golf swing, and he's just fishing for compliments.
Yeah.
No. I promise it's not a good golf swing. This is I look, my fiance's father is trying to get into golf, or he's into golf and wants to take me golfing.
David, this
So-
is
Watch
you
this be
asking
like
Morris Smith if you could beat him in a litigation argument.
Well, I would
It'll
have
just
beaten
be like a
Morris.
30-minute video.
No. No, hold on. Here we go.
I can't wait to have this on the audio podcast.
Here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Well, I'll
Oh
announce
no!
the
Are
swing.
they playing an ad when
My
I had it
doctor
bookmarked?
requires-
Oh
my gosh, exit out.
Oh, God, it's
Free
2
as
seconds.
many times as I want.
Skip the ad. There you go.
This is down a rabbit hole of ads.
It's production.
What is this
value.
outrageous outfit, David?
That is the most okay. That went
0.
90 degrees the opposite way.
Here, let's turn the sound off so that way we can analyze. Let's break
Like,
this
I
down.
get you're a Chiefs fan, but you have to recognize that they have the ugliest
First,
color
first,
matchup.
like the outfit choice, I think was pretty cool.
Yeah,
The yellow on red.
Red shoes, red shorts.
Which McDonald's did you get that uniform from, David?
Yeah.
No.
lifting up the left foot like you're
Baseball.
like you're taking a baseball swing is not ideal. Your left arm was not straight.
How do you keep it straight though? Like I can't. He's what he's showing me right here. Like how did he
Yeah.
keeps it straight?
You want to lift it like it's a like you have a tennis racket in your hand.
Tennis
You're-
racket him.
Yeah,
David,
go-
now pull up a video of your tennis swing.
Yeah. See,
No,
like
hold
he doesn't go full like he's not John Rahming it, but he's not going all the way back. I think that's a problem too, is people try to go too far back.
How was that one? Is that better?
That was better. Yeah, it was way better. I like
Dude, how much you gonna pay Adam to give you the lessons?
I don't know. That's why I was asking what his golf game was because I'm literally starting from square one. This is
All right, that's okay. That's a reasonable miss. Yeah, you just got to come in. That's correctable. Yeah, that'll be okay. You actually want to see. That's one of the things you're just pushing. Yeah, you just pushed that one a little bit. Now you hooked it. Now you're getting better. Because once you start hooking it, that means you're getting better. And by the way, driver is such a tough club to hit. The fact that he put you out there with a driver is kind of ridiculous. I feel like this is more highly lofted. You dropped your head. You would have hit that one fat, but that's better.
see, this is the critique and advice that I needed.
So this is the only thing that David had planned in the script, and he bamboozled his way to get it in.
No, hold on, wait. There's a part at the end that actually is pretty bad.
The gains. Oh, who's this guy?
That was one of the other guys in our group. I think he gained a lot of weight. I just realized he was that thin in college.
Yeah,
Didn't he have a kid?
Yeah, he was a kid too.
Dad
You can
bod.
see a lot of you guys dipping your head as you're doing it. You're not having a smooth follow through. I do that sometimes too.
All right,
I
David,
get
can you
real
exit out of
nervous.
this? I'm losing brain cells.
You also have an outrageous background, David. This was a little slice of your life that I wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty horrific back then. I think the whole
What was-
class laughed at me.
What was up with the look though? What was happening? Yellow sweatshirt, red shorts, red shoes, but the hat was white. I didn't like that part of it. You're
Well,
gonna have some-
actually, a little backstory on that. I had a sleeveless shirt on, and they said that was the only long sleeve shirt I had in my car, and they said you can't wear a sleeveless shirt to the driving range.
okay.
So I just threw that on.
What goes through
not?
your mind that you think that a sleeveless shirt is appropriate for any place other than, I don't know, playing basketball or going to the gym? I don't think sleeveless shirts, like I'm still apprehensive living in Southern California. Guys are a little too comfortable in tank tops. Like, do I need to see your shoulder hair? Like, can you?
But
can
why
you
is it
pick-
not a thing? Why is it not like sleeves restrict your arm movement? Why would it not be a thing to
They
go
don't.
sleeveless and be able to just let it rip?
You have short sleeves. Like I like to golf in long sleeves because that's one of my things, but that's what the short sleeves are for. Listen, I have a blousey shirt, although I'm just losing weight, so now everything's getting blousey on me. Little bit of a humble brag, by the way, but no, you got to dress appropriately. Like at least if for nothing else, and this is the one thing that I will give you, like walk around the clubhouse and have people think that you're good. Like I buy sweaters from like the Adam Scott collection where it'll be like mustard
Adam
yellow.
Scott?
Adam Scott is one of the best golfers in the world. Has the best swing of any golfer in the world, bar none. If the guy could putt, he would be the greatest golfer of all time. Like his swing's unbelievable. And because you see people like Tiger, the way Tiger muscles the ball, Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka, those guys keep getting hurt. Adam Scott's swing is so pure and perfect that he's not going to get injured. Rory's also the same way. Oh, gosh dang it. Anybody want to play El Dorado on Friday? Either one of you, any of you guys available?
What's
Make
El
it up.
Dorado?
Oh, you guys are going to be in Atlantic City. That's too
What-
bad. It's El Dorado Golf Club in Long Beach. I got a time.
Would you actually want me to come and golf there? I think like everybody run away.
Not with that swing. You would have to do a little bit of work, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there to the atmosphere for anybody
Wait.
who
All
wants
those
to go. Up there.
clothes.
Adam, can I just bring up one football thing? You and I are in the same division of the Scott Fish Bowl, and when David found out, he said, "I am very jealous of you."
I was upset. Yeah.
Are
You're
you in
supposed to tell me
the
these-
Scott? Are you in the Scott Fish Bowl, Dave?
Yeah.
What division are you in? Have you
The
picked yours yet?
Backstreet Boys.
No, that makes sense.
So
need-
I put Frank Sinatra thinking it's going to be a bunch of older guys that just like, oh, everybody's going to want to
Me.
do like, but you're cool.
Yeah, that was very nice. Thank you.
It was a good
Yeah, I
save,
was-
Eric.
I need
was-
all three of you guys to like pull some strings and get me in there.
Oh yeah, well,
It's a travesty.
Hey,
I
Scott
will,
Fish, this guy's very handsome and he needs to get in.
Thank you, Eric.
yeah. Let's see if Scotty Fish can make that happen. But I love the Frank Sinatra thing. You know what? I saw the Beastie Boys division. I saw the
Yeah.
Blink 182 division. I thought those were two that spoke to me. But there's something about Frank Sinatra. Like I root for the Bears because of my dad. I might as well, be in the division of his favorite performer. And it just made a lot of sense. Old Blue Eyes, me, perfect. Fly me to the moon as I win this championship. I'm fired up this year.
Yeah, and you have the first pick too, right?
I don't think that that's advantageous because I know there's some weird about like the
not.
third round it switches.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be bad for me. I think that's the worst pick you could have taken.
I
I'm
can't
gonna
wait.
am I going to have
When's
to go
Eric?
quarterback? Because I feel like normally I would have taken Christian McCaffrey and then gone quarterback in the second and third round, but I might have to go Mahomes and
Justin
then get
Fields.
a quarterback. Yeah, we'll wait on Justin Fields, but he'll be on the team.
I
gotta
can't
get
wait
you-
till I can't wait till you make your first pick and I say, "Oh, Adam, that's a panic pick. What do you know about fantasy football?"
Please, yeah. Please do.
This is the most fantasy football talk we've gotten out of it.
This is pretty crazy.
This is a little bit of a mistake. I didn't mean to talk about it.
Okay, we
But
can
I'm already rattled about this because I didn't think twice. And then everybody's like, that there's a rule where it switches in the third round. You're like, oh, son of a B. That is
No.
the worst pick to have.
And kickers are flexes this year too.
How do we feel about that?
What,
I love
what
it.
does that? What does that mean?
Kickers
You
are
can
flexes.
You can flex a kicker.
Like you can
have
just flex in like Butker just
Yeah,
for
man.
fun.
Young Way.
Oh,
Rodrigo.
we're drafting kickers off the bat.
What I'm
Daniel
saying.
Carlson,
Why would you draft Daniel Carlson?
Yeah,
because the
that's-
Raiders don't finish in the red zone, David. Maybe if
There
you
you
pay a
go.
little attention to the stats, you'd know.
Except against the Chiefs.
He was like the number 3
Yeah.
kicker last year.
All right,
I'm
that's
getting a
enough
little
football-
woozy. This
enough
is so
football
much
talk.
fantasy football talk. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, we need a movie. We need a movie.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
but we're talking kickers though, so it's like it's
Yeah.
kind of acceptable.
Doesn't count.
Brad, what's the last movie you saw before the movie minute that you were and John did?
Before Mitchells versus Machines.
Yeah.
I
You just mentioned
I watched a horrible movie on Netflix called Awake,
Oh,
where
you told me to watch it, and you didn't tell me you thought it was horrible. So I'm glad I haven't watched it yet.
no, I did say it was horrible.
I
No,
feel like
you said
Adam
it had
knows all
plot
these
holes. You didn't
movies.
say it was horrible though.
It was
Adam, have
really
you seen
bad.
Awake?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, he
Army of
can't
the
be
Dead was the
watching this.
last one I watched before that.
Oh, have you seen Army of the Dead yet?
Oh no,
What? The Zack Snyder on Netflix?
no. Is it good? Do I need to see that?
I loved it.
All
I've,
right.
I've watched it like 2 or
I'm-
3 times by
I'm
now.
liking it less the more distance I put in between my watch, and like I liked it when I first turned it off, and then the longer it goes, the less I'm liking it.
It's one of those movies where like he puts a lot of Easter eggs in there where like
Yeah.
if, once you watch it a second time, you're like, oh, okay, I didn't notice that. And then you want to come back and watch it again.
Yeah,
That's-
I might need to change my score because I don't want to watch it again, and you can't give something a 4 if you don't want to watch it again.
No, that's
That's
very
sad,
true.
man.
Yeah, that's the way that I felt about the Justice League. Is that I liked it when I sat in the theater and watched Justice League. I enjoyed it, and I've never watched it since. Like I've
Yeah.
never.
Well,
I-
that there's no reason anything needs to be like 3.5, 4 hours or however long
I
it was.
didn't-
There's no reason.
Me and Johnny were gonna do it for our movie review, but I just couldn't bring myself to even press play on a 4-hour movie. Like
Let me
that
ask
was-
Ray, let me ask Rank
But
this.
you can watch that as like you're streaming Ozark or something and just watch it in increments.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you
a
have
lot
to
of
be
time.
paying so close attention to Ozark. Like you need to be looking at every minute detail because that's David's favorite show.
That's
Those
like
are just
coming back,
good.
by the way. That's
Well,
good
let
stuff.
me ask Rank this because you guys keep giving me like I don't care. You're giving me shit a lot about this. So, Adam, have you seen Super Friends?
Oh,
Super Friends, like the cartoon
Yes.
from the 70s.
Yes.
Of course, I've
Thank
seen
you.
the Super Friends.
I mean, but Adam knows everything, so I'm
With
not
Gleek?
surprised about
Yeah.
that.
None of them had ever heard of Super Friends.
Oh my God, it's great stuff. Gleek
Is it
is the
worth-
little.
if
there's
it
a
was
little-
so great, why does it only have like 18 episodes and then it got canceled?
It's
You
the
know
same
what?
reason Freaks and Geeks and every Judd Apatow show
Yeah.
makes it only one season.
There's a lot of great shows that got pulled way too quickly. And
Is
you
it
got to
worth
remember,
us like watching it today?
I would think so. Yeah, because yeah, definitely. Because I'm always trying to like unearth those things. I'm still trying to get my daughter to watch Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
She
Oh, Tom and
she
Jerry's the
rebukes
best.
me every time.
I don't
no,
want to watch the new movie where it's in live action, but
No, no.
Oh, no, that's bad.
Oh, they're doing that?
yeah, they're doing that.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard
Tom and
about
Jerry's
that.
still on the cartoon. Like, is it on TV during the day?
Yeah. And she gets very upset when it's on. Like, go watch the Lego movie too. Like, she always, there's Lucas coming out on Friday, so she's excited about that one. It's so funny because what comes like through, like in a rotation. Now, currently my son loves Cocomelon. So that's been that's just like background stuff because my boy really loves reading now, which is amazing. So I'm so excited
Oh,
about
good for you.
that.
Good job.
Yeah, you know what? So I love that. But like there'll be a rotation. Like the other night we had a date night, me and the daughter. She wanted to watch the second Lego movie, which is fine. But it's like, oh my gosh, like she always picks the longest ones, and it's like, oh my god, it's like 10:30, you're still up. And I gave her so many Sour Patch Kids, there's no way she's going to
man.
bed. Yeah, I'm a bad father. So I'm like, oh, what did I do?
I don't
But I
know.
wanna
Your other
try
one's
some new
reading.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's true.
it balances out. Ugh, gosh, I have to leave. I'm going to listen to you guys on the live stream and pretend I'm there.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah, good
I
luck.
know.
He hates Sour Patch Kids, so he's leaving.
I know.
What a controversial opinion.
He told me before the show, he's like, if you mention Sour Patch Kids one more time, I am leaving and I am not gonna stay here for the rest of the
Eric,
show.
you're also gonna miss all the Stephanie Smith talk that we're gonna have.
No, I
By the
can't
way,
believe
Adam-
she got brought up the first 2.5 minutes of the pod. That's a record.
And Adam brought her up. We didn't
I
even
brought
bring
it
her
up. I brought it up because it's fascinating. People find it funny. Like that's a good pull, and it's a good name of like somebody you'll never find. You'll never
I
find.
know.
That's right. Yeah, no matter how hard.
That's probably not her name, and you're just telling us that because if we knew her real name,
be.
then we'd find her.
Could be. What if? Yeah, it could be something.
Her
else.
real name's Francine.
Yeah, it could
Ooh.
be. You never know.
She's in one of your rapid fire questions. Of course, I had to stay on brand.
Oh, very good. No,
I wasn't sure if you put together some rapid fire.
No, I have a
wasn't
few
sure.
of them. I got to stick with the rapid fire.
Did you actually make a list of things to talk about this time?
No, he just had the golf swing, and that was it. And then
Okay. All right.
somehow we weaseled into a little fantasy talk because of Scotty Fishbowl.
Of course, when I don't put any in there, that's when.
Eric and I are in the same division. Like it is. Well, you know, you guys are East Coast guys, so it makes sense that somebody would gravitate towards Frank Sinatra.
I was kind of
And,
surprised he did put that in there. I had your intro. I had their intros. I was going to ask you about Aaron Rodgers, but I was like, is he going to shun the football talk the moment I
Not when
bring?
it's shitting on Aaron Rodgers. Although I
Aaron Frogers, as we've been saying.
wow.
back him
The man's
100% in everything that he's doing. I think that he should hold out. Show
Yeah.
the Packers who's boss.
I bet you do.
You know what? And I love the Packer fans who always sit here and look at the way our team's constructed. Well, there's no way we would lose games. I'm like, you idiots don't know what it's like to have a football team whose quarterback sucks.
I
You don't understand.
I
what
saw
life
the
is like.
most shocking franchise record for the Bears for like passing yards and
I saw
passing
that too.
touchdowns is still like 3,800 yards and 29 touchdowns or
Yeah.
something ridiculous.
Even with Cutler, we never broached 4,000 yards.
Which is shocking. Cutler was good.
Yeah, Cutler is great. And I honestly believe if he had played with Matt Nagy's system, because people didn't understand like how athletic Cutler was and that he could actually run and move. And there's if you look at the win over the Seahawks, he calls his own number on a touchdown, and it's just it's a work of art. And I remember that game thinking like Cutler's the greatest quarterback in the world. And for whatever reason, Green Bay just had his goddamn number. And man alive. But you know, the thing with Cutler too, and I know he got hurt in the NFC Championship game, and everybody was like, well, you guys weren't going to win that game anyways. I'm like, you know what? Cutler's actually better than you think he is. And if Cutler was out there in the second half in a YOLO situation with like nothing to lose, like I just got to go out there and just turn my mind off and just throw the ball, I really think he would have put like 28 points up on the board, and they would have gone on and they would have won. Then they would have gone and beat the stupid Steelers in the Super Bowl. But in any event, I think that he would have been great in Nagy's system. I think he could have been a guy who, you know, could do that read option stuff. I obviously didn't get enough credit for, but the point of it is the Packers don't understand what it's like to go into a game where if you fall behind by 2 scores, it's over. Like, it's just over. Like, you're never out of the game. Like, even a couple of years ago when the Bears were kicking the shit out of them in that Khalil Mack debut game, Rodgers gets carted off like a D and then comes back. Oh, no, I'm fine, really. Does his thing, rallies the Packers as they should. Yeah, I get it. That stuff doesn't happen anymore. The second you fall behind, you're done. And I want you to live that life a little bit before you start saying like, well, our roster, our secondary's good. And we got this, like, shut up. None of it matters. You don't know, but you just don't know what it's like. It's like, it's like people trying to talk to poor people. Like, oh, why don't poor people just like, well, you're never poor. You don't know what that's like. So walk a mile. Like, none of you Packer fans are old enough to remember Lynn Dickey and Don Makowski and all these other scrubs. Because, like, people my dad's age or my uncles and all that stuff, like, they laugh at the Packers. They still don't take the Packers seriously because for the majority of their lives, they still think of the Packers as this, like, whatever organization. And even with having Favre and Aaron Rodgers, it's not like they've had the success of the New England Patriots. Like, they haven't even had the success of the New York Giants. So they still don't take them seriously. They're like that. Like, my dad hated San Francisco more than anybody else. And so it's just one of those things, just because of the 80s.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, but just hypothetically, is there a single player on the Bears that is untouchable in a trade for Aaron Rodgers?
Justin Fields, probably.
Yeah, why would you? Oh, my God.
Today.
Yeah,
you can have Aaron Rodgers today.
I mean, yeah, you would make that move, like, to go for, yeah, because, like, Aaron Rodgers being pissed off at the Packers would be a legitimate 50 touchdown, 6,000 passing yards.
That's
he would not lose a game.
Like, there's not I'd even trade Justin Fields for him, like, because Justin Fields is probably going to be very good. I think so, at least. But we know
he could even
Aaron
be
Rodgers
as good as Aaron Rodgers, I guess.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, theoretically. But it's
but yeah. But I mean,
don't
like,
It's
understand
that
why he
Family
hasn't-
Guy like mystery box thing. Like,
But
do
why
I take the
hasn't-
boat or the mystery box? The mystery box shouldn't even be a boat.
yeah.
Right. But it's like, why hasn't every team in the NFL just like shopped around their best player to go get this guy plus a pick? Like, I just don't understand it.
Well, I can understand why the Chiefs wouldn't, but
Right,
I think for a
the
lot
Chiefs-
I think for a lot of these teams, and I've said this too, I think that Las Vegas probably makes the most sense for Aaron Rodgers, and people are like, well, that's disrespectful to Derek Carr. I'm like, no, I'm actually being very respectful to Derek Carr because if the Raiders, I just think that
Kind
he
of poison
loves,
pilled it.
I think
I
that
mean,
he just loves Las Vegas, and he loves.
That's a bit
being
of fan service too, though.
Of course. And I think because he would go play with Devontae Adams, it would be perfect. Like, he would be fine.
It'll be
But
a
it
better
is-
receiving core than he has there.
Yeah, for sure. And
No
so-
disrespect to Henry Ruggs.
Cutler was actually advocating him to go to Denver today on a podcast.
Good. Yeah, go to Denver. I love that
Jay
idea.
Cutler?
Yeah.
Great job not name dropping that other podcast.
No
David.
No free ads on this show.
No free ads. Yeah, I
saw-
like that. Cutler's been so active, like on the.
I saw he's about to get like he's trying to get like spousal support and like half of whatever her name's
yeah,
money.
Uncommon James. Like, bring that money over. He made
That's a
that
very
show,
Jay
by the
Cutler
way.
news.
Yeah,
That's what I've
I
heard.
did. I saw a couple of episodes because my girlfriend watched it. So I was like, all right, this isn't so
Brad,
bad.
you don't need to pretend you also don't watch it.
yeah, I know. It's a good. It was
I'm
great.
lying. I watched it. I watched it all. It was myself.
Every episode by
Every
myself.
episode.
It's all right. I watched
That's-
Teen Mom, so it's okay. I'm not going to judge you.
Teen Moms. Come
That was a
on.
good show for a little while.
Teen Mom
I-
2. I don't watch the first one.
I'll
yeah.
vouch for you on that, Dave.
Yeah, that Teen Mom 2 is fine. I still need to
I-
watch the OG challenge on the Paramount Network, which I haven't subscribed to yet.
Don't get sucked into another streaming service. We need to draw the line somewhere, and it's at the Paramount Network.
It really is garbage. And some company's going to come out and bundle every streaming service. It's going to be somebody's going to reinvent cable companies. I mean, like we have this streaming bundle. You can get Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount, all this stuff, and it's like, what am I subscribing to? Like, Jesus Christ, enough of this already.
Well, the worst is like some of them are all like vaguely owned by like Hulu has
Exactly.
some CBS stuff that Paramount and it's
Disney-
they're all like
Disney
somehow
owns, like,
interrelated,
20% of it.
Yeah,
but they refuse to actually combine it because they want a little bit more money.
it is the most garbagey thing, and I hate it all. And I don't know, like even DirecTV, like why they have the monopoly on Sunday Ticket? Like why can't you just buy the game that you want? Like I just want to buy the Bears game.
Man,
I don't need Sunday Ticket. Every week I'll pay $10 for the Bears. Like that would
I've
be
been
cool.
trying to like I've said this on Twitter, like I've been trying to get somebody smarter than me to like create some service that just like everything that's paywalled on the internet. If I pay you $10 a month or whatever, $20 a month, $30 a month, whatever you charge, I don't want to have to go through any more paywalls for whatever I'm looking at on the internet.
Yeah.
Like if I want to read something from The Athletic, I have access because I shouldn't say the name since they're not sponsored.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're the one that.
Yeah.
I think
But-
we're okay. I think we said Hulu,
But I'm just
Paramount,
I'm just
Disney Plus.
yeah, good point.
Paramount, yeah.
But I'm just so over paywalls, man. Like everything is getting monetized to the point where it's like, if you don't, you just pretty much have to have every service in the world, or else you can't just read things. You can't just learn things. It's very.
I
Oh,
do
yeah,
like
like-
HBO Max though.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. But
they're
it's
all good. I
but
just
Brad-
I don't want to have to get them all.
yeah, but Brad makes a great point too. And it's like sometimes when the New York Times has stuff behind the paywall,
Yeah.
because they had a recreation of Tulsa, of what
Yeah.
what had been, and that was behind a paywall. You're like,
Right.
hey, New York Times, like this seems important enough to give away
The
for
Black Wall
free.
Street stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's like,
maybe give that one away. Like
I was following like a Bloomberg Twitter. You know, they were putting out an article, and it was about like a new update for like COVID variants. I was trying to read it. I was like, okay, great. I have to subscribe to Bloomberg for $40 a month if I want to learn about what's going on in the world. It's out of control, man.
It is ridiculous, and it's
You
always
can't
too,
even. Go ahead. Em.
No, it's like, and they're like support journalism. It's like, well, I don't want to support like Singleton papers, like the Orange County Register. Can I personally just pay Jeff Fletcher, who follows the Angels? Can I just pay Steve
I like
Fryer,
that.
who's
I
like
like
the
that.
OC varsity guy who covers high school sports? Like, I just want to go to these games and give them $40. Like, here you go.
Mhm.
Like, I'm instead of subscribing to the Register, I'm just going to give you $40.
But the
Exactly.
opposite of having to pay for the news is I tried to click like a CNN article about like a chemical plant explosion, and they have this car ad that just scrolls with me, and I can't
Oh,
even get to
man.
the article, and it's just as bad as the paywall.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
makes me
garbage too.
even more mad is when you accidentally click like an ad that you're
Oh.
trying to avoid, so they get you. That's the
Oh,
worst.
Accurate
wanna
got
give them-
excited when they saw Brad
Exactly. They
click
saw
it,
a
like
click.
he's gonna buy it.
They saw a click. They don't
Yeah,
deserve
they-
it.
then the article should come up. If I hit that stupid
Right.
ad, then I should get the article. I
I like
you a
that
click.
idea, actually. I like that. I saw like ESPN even put like all their fantasy stuff on ESPN Plus, which I have, but it's like, come on, like it's
That's why you just go to NFL Network. You just read ranked stuff instead.
They're
I
There you
trying
couldn't
go.
justify the ESPN Plus because it doesn't give me what's on the channel
bet-
ESPN. It just gives
bet
me
they'll
like
put-
some of their additional stuff.
I bet they'll put Adam on a paywall soon. like it's
soon. It's
yeah,
coming.
it's coming for everybody.
don't
It's coming for everybody, man.
Yeah, once ESPN broke that wall, and I tried to tell them, because with NFL, with our Fantasy Plus, one of the things that you could do is just set up your teams. Like, this is great for leagues like that you don't care about. Like, they'll set your roster. They won't let you start a player who's inactive or injured, and it costs $1 a month. And it's like, yeah, like I'll do that. I'll pay for that service. That's perfect. But like to read start 'em, sit 'em, like don't make people pay for that. Or I'm gonna start
absurd.
giving it away for free on my Twitter account.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that'll be a very man of the people move, but probably annoying to deal with.
You guys do it on TV anyway too, because like on Sunday morning, you guys are doing like the segments in the morning. If you just watch, you probably are saying the same guys you'd be putting in an article, right?
Of course. Yeah, of course that's the way that goes.
And we got to get in a fantasy league together one of these days.
Aren't you in one? Aren't you in the?
I mean,
Scott
he's not,
Fishbowl?
first of all, he's not even in my division, which I was
okay.
so pissed off when I saw that. I was like, how the hell does Eric get him and I don't? But then no, like we'll make like an NFL.com one, and I don't even use NFL.com, but we would do it.
Oh,
Adam-
thank you.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? How often do I come on this show and you won't even download our app?
Whole game.
I would
He's
always
just-
put
he's
it
just
on the-
here. He's just here for his own compliments. He's not going
Oh
to
my
give you any.
God.
Yeah.
Stop. The only reason I've actually like started following was because of Adam. Like I go to their site and I try to click stuff, and then a bunch of ads always pop up, and I'm always just like never like those like automatic video players.
Download our fantasy app. You can watch games from our fantasy app. So
Ooh.
that helps get me
Eric has the name of the league already.
the Stephanie Smith Fan Club League. That's actually an amazing idea.
Oh my god, that'd be
Bet you hate-
fantastic.
Do you even like doing like multiple fantasy football leagues now that you like this is your job?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still
That's good.
fun. It's like asking Adam Scott, do you still like playing golf? Like, of course. Like, it would be pretty
Yeah.
miserable if I didn't like it. Like,
There's some golfers who probably don't.
I think this. I'd like.
Probably.
What's his name? Doesn't the one who's actually like he only wins majors. I'm forgetting his name. Kepka.
Kepka. Yeah, he might hate golf.
He hates golf.
That's actually probably a pretty good call. But no, like all of it, like even like the biggest downside, and it's not even a downside, but it's no, like I like it. And even if like today I've done like this is my 6th podcast of the day that I've done.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I put a bunch of them today, but it's still fun because when you get on, especially when it's a Zoom, like over the phone, not quite as fun, but when it's a Zoom and you can see people's faces and people are always like excited, like, of course, like it's going to be a good, and obviously with you, this is why I like you doing yours late in the day. Cause I know I'll still have energy. Cause once I see you guys, I'll get revived. And I'm not even taking, I got pain pills for my tooth and I'm not taking them.
There you go.
I
Yes.
haven't
Take one.
taken them.
Take one.
I'm flying.
No. Take one. That's good.
No,
That's
no,
good
no,
for
no,
the
no,
file.
no. I'm
I want you
waiting.
loopy and goopy.
I don't need that. I'm already goofy as it is. Like I'm already spinning off into my own atmosphere. I don't need anything else. I don't need any foreign substance.
No
Like people always
performance
try to get me
enhancers.
to like you should try gummies. And I'm like, why? Like you don't think I'm
Yeah.
I'm ridiculous enough? Like I don't come up with enough inane things to talk about on my own. Like I
Fair
don't need
enough.
any foreign substances. I'm not Trevor Bauer. I don't need to like dip my mind
Spider
in
track.
Pine Tower. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fine.
I saw there was actually an interesting argument. What's the dude's name, Dave? Tyler Glasnow?
Oh, the
Yeah.
one that just tore his UCL. Yeah.
Yeah, he made an interesting argument about like having to go to cold turkey because they've all been doing this for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And how it's
I like the argument that they should be allowed to like subtly withdraw from cheating.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what like the batters are still allowed to use pine tar. It's not like they have to slow anything down either. And
Yeah, I saw an Adam Rank baseball tweet today, and I kind of was shocked. I was like, "Wait a second, this doesn't make sense."
Dude, I'm a baseball guy.
Are
I love
you?
baseball?
I know
Cubs
you.
or White Sox?
And that's where you
Cubbies-
met your
Cubbies
wife.
and White
but
Sox.
No, I'm an
Oh no,
Angels
you're
guy.
Angels. That's right, Angels. You met your wife at an Angels game.
yeah, I didn't know that you were a baseball guy though.
Oh, I love baseball. There's a dude at my daughter's school who some mom ratted me out. And she's like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "You didn't know that guy was at NFL Network?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Every time I see him, we only talk baseball." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Out of office Adams only talking baseball. Of
Do you
course, the
go
guy,
into like the nerdy analytics that I do when we do our baseball shows?
not really. I'm more of the older school type of. I mean, I appreciate analytics, and when it supports my argument, then I'm all in. That's basically what it is. But no, I love baseball, and I just love the game. The Angels are killing me. I know they lost. They had to have lost today.
I like
love
their
seeing,
I like their best the best players really good. David, if I had drafted him first overall because he's one of the few baseball players I know, would I be winning my league?
Mike Trout, he's out till after the All-Star.
No, the other guy, the pitcher.
Ohtani.
The pitcher
Shohei
hitter.
Ohtani.
Ohtani. What a beast that guy, man. You guys got a good one. He finally gets to showcase himself without injuries, man.
Yeah, but
This is kinda wild.
their ace is Dylan Bundy, so they're not going anywhere.
That part of it's been terrible, but some of the other pitchers
Yeah.
have come through. Today, it was the bullpen. And actually what it is like the Oakland A's, if they played if they played the rest of the major leagues like they played the Angels, they would be the greatest team of all time. They pull out the stupidest shit against us. And it's like, I hate this. I know that I said the other day, like, I hate the Red Sox. Like, I hate the A's. Like, F that team. I'm sick of them. They have terrible players. None of them are good. But Jed Lowry is all of a sudden Babe Ruth whenever he goes up against the Angels. And it's just so annoying.
It's that Billy Bean. He's using that big old brain against you guys.
I hate that. Spend some money and win. They're not a great team. They don't
No,
do
they're not.
shit in the postseason.
They never. They
Like,
They're
literally
about to
never
leave
do.
Oakland too.
They packer the hell out of their team. Like, they're great regular season, but they're
They
not
do
going to do
pack
anything
the
in
hell
the
out of their
postseason.
team.
They're
That's actually a pretty good comparison.
They're
I'm
both the
a
same colors.
I'm an Orioles fan, so I've been miserable for like the last 10 years.
That'll do it.
But boy, is a game at Camden Yards fun, Brad.
Oh, it's great. It really.
I
is.
also learned you can just bring in hot dogs. Like you can just buy like $1 hot dog from like some guy out
On the
front of the
street.
stadium, and they let you
On
bring it
Utah
in.
Street.
I had no idea.
I went to the playoff game. No. It was the day that they clinched, like back when Adam Jones was on the team.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the most fun nights I've ever had. Like people say baseball is boring, but when there's actually something on the line and there's actually like an atmosphere, it's a great place to be.
Well,
It's
that's the
incredible.
issue with baseball is when it's 162 games. It's like how do I freaking care about?
But even
Game
when
32.
it sucks, like even when you're bad and like the stadium's empty, you just go there and chill out, drink some drinks, have some food, and spread out. Like it's
A
even
dollar
just a
hot
chill.
dog from
Speaking of drinks and
outside,
drink,
and you use their condiments. I'm telling you, it's a hack.
There it is.
Drink.
Yeah. That is a fun. I never even thought of that because it is fun. Although the Angels sell these junior hot dogs that are basically the same size as the normal hot dog. So you just get two of those, and they're like it's $2. Like it's so cheap. So you're
It's
like,
like
okay.
it's like in movie theaters when they
Yeah.
they have this huge ass like sodas for $14 and then you can get a large for like 50 more cents.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect. Like it's just a great workaround.
You don't need that much liquid while you're watching a movie, though. Like that, you find yourself getting up if you're watching Justice League 4 hours long.
Dude, I could sit here and drink beers for like 14 hours and maybe break the seal right around the 12-hour mark. But if you give me a Diet Pepsi, I've got to pee like 3 times.
We had one of our leagues where like the loser was supposed to do stand up and nobody ever did it.
Well, because COVID happened.
What's
Oh,
the
that's
worst?
right.
What's the worst last
Jason
place
was
punishment
supposed to
you've
do
done,
stand
Adam?
up. He was going to go up to Magoobies up in
Yeah.
Timonium, and then COVID happened, so he couldn't do it.
Lucky
What was
him.
the worst last place thing you had to do?
You know what? A lot of my teams or leagues haven't really come up with the fun punishments like that. Outside of like the loser, the guy who comes in last place has to purchase or provide the food for the draft the next season. And the guy who's come in last place in both of the last seasons has just ordered these pizzas that like wouldn't even feed 4 people. And you're like, Sheridan, what are you doing with us? Like, so now his team is known as Mountain Mike's, which is the pizza place, which is the most garbagiest pizza you could ever have. And it's like, why? Like, I don't know. It's a running joke now because we'll go to somebody's house who's making like an awesome spread, like whose wife is cooking up a huge feast or whatever. And then here comes a pizza, like a medium-sized pizza. Like, hey, this is what I'm providing for the draft. You're like, thanks, that was perfect.
One of those
Pineapple?
frozen personal pizzas.
Yeah,
Are you a
Sucks.
pineapple on pizza guy?
of course I am.
Yes.
All right. See,
It's a
I've never
movement.
had it. I've never had
It's
it.
good.
I'm
Go
not-
for it. It's perfect.
You get it with order a pizza with pepperoni, jalapeno,
Mhm.
and pineapple. It's a nice combination, spicy and sweet.
I get
Alright.
chicken, jalapeno, and green pepper and pineapple, and it's awesome.
But isn't like the sweetness of the pineapple kind of weird with
That's
everything
what
else
I'm
that's on it?
imagining.
It can make it a little soggy, so if you're on a thin crust
Yeah.
pizza, it'll hurt a little bit. So make sure the crust selection or is comparable. You don't want it to be
It's-
too thin, but
It's
yeah,
the pineapple and cheese for me that like weirds me out because I
it's
wouldn't
really
eat
good.
them separately together.
Hmm.
I-
All
it-
right.
But I
You
don't
get-
know.
I don't know what the holdup is, people. Just give it a try.
Yeah, just give it a shot.
What is the best pizza spot in California?
It's always local. Like the local places are always the best. And that probably goes for any city in America. And if you think of like Chicago, everybody thinks of the deep dish pizza, but deep dish pizza is always for the amateurs. It's always a visiting thing. Like if somebody comes to town and wants to go to Giordano's or Lou Malnati's or Gino's East or something like that, of course you're going to take them out there. But Chicago's actually more well known for like tavern style thin crust pizza, and it's amazing. And every city and village in Illinois in the greater Chicago area has like one of these places that's like it's a pizza parlor that's attached to a liquor store, and you get the best pizza of your life. Every town has one, and it's amazing.
Oh man. All right. Well,
That's
that's
like the best tacos come from like a gas station.
Yep.
Like even in Gaithersburg, there's like it's just called Taco Bar and it's attached to an Exxon.
Oh, perfect.
Oh man. All right. Well, we're gonna get Adam Rank out of here because I this is 6th pot of the day.
Yeah,
Make
what do you
sure-
talk about with these other pods that you're cheating on us with?
Not this stuff. Like, I got to go through like, hey, tell me how you got into fantasy football. I'm like, oh, okay, let me tell this story.
Well, at least you avoid a couple David questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Geez,
I didn't think they were too bad, but now
That's
now
right.
I feel bad about them.
That's why I come in and change the pod. That's why I change the rundown. I blow up
Yeah.
the rundown immediately.
Well, I learned my lesson after sending him a script the first time.
That was the best.
One day
I
we'll
didn't even get
actually do a real.
I didn't even do
episode.
the intro this time.
No, I cut that out too.
This had like 20 minutes of fantasy football talk.
I know, this had
good.
too much
Kickers.
fantasy for my liking. actually.
Yeah. Next time, maybe we'll even get like half the show fantasy football.
Ooh.
There's
There
a
you go.
tease right there. All right. So get you out of here on these 8 rapid fire questions. All right. Are you ready for them?
Yes.
Binge watch Sex in the City or Real Housewives?
Real Housewives of
All
Orange
right.
County.
Some of those are good.
I've only seen the New Jersey one because my fiance watches that like every day.
Okay.
I like how we all qualify like somebody else is watching.
Just
it. We're not
just
watching
admit
it.
you watch the Great
You
British
watch it.
Baking Show.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Oh no, that's a great show.
Who do you work with that you think would give you the worst wedgie?
Oh, who would I work? Michael Irvin.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's got
That's a
strong
great
I know.
things.
Yeah.
that's a great pick.
I think
All right,
Willie McGinnis is the biggest guy I work with, but I think he's got a real kind heart. I could see Michael Irvin being really upset with me and just yank me.
Did you ever get starstruck when you first met those guys?
No.
Yeah, they're just kind of normal dudes.
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, There was one guy who was a little intimidating, but just because he was like kind of a jerk. But like everybody else is really cool. Like LaDainian Tomlinson could not be cooler. Nate Burleson, Kurt Warner, like every former player that is currently Terrell Davis is awesome. Like all those guys are great. Michael Irvin's amazing. Like it's cool. Like they're down to earth, like really cool guys, and you just kind of used to it now. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah, they
yeah.
did play football. So no, they're all salt of the earth people.
That's fair. I feel like I hear mostly good things, and the ones we have talked to all seem pretty chill too.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo playing you in a movie?
I would go DeVito. I think he'd have the comedy chops for it.
Okay.
Danny Trejo's in some comedy movies.
He
That's
is.
true.
Watch Aaron Rodgers highlights on repeat, or listen to Friday on repeat by Rebecca Black.
Friday on repeat.
Have you heard that before?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, good. I was making sure I haven't had the YouTube ready in case.
Low key banger.
Would you rather rip your pants or pee yourself during a TV segment?
Rip your pants. That's an easy one. Rip your pants. It's a comedy. Like that's fine.
You're talking about Austin Eckler's fantasy value. You bend over to show something and it just rips on live.
Pants
That-
rip. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Live TV. You're fine.
All right. Fight against Mike Tyson once, or you got to talk like him the rest of your life.
Ooh. I would just fight him and get it over with.
How long are you lasting in the ring?
Not at all. Like I'm gonna keep my hope he body shots me and then that's it.
You're not going to try to Aaron
That's
Carter
like
it?
brain damage.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But then you got to talk like him for the rest of your life and sound like you have brain damage. So
Yeah.
I'll
Fair
just
enough.
take it.
If we started a boy band, do you like Adam and the Triplets or Adam's TP Fantasy better?
Adam in the no, Adam's TP fantasy.
what do you
Are
guys
you
shaking
sure?
your head at?
Are you sure?
Why not? Adam's triple play fantasy, like that's fine.
It
Yeah,
sounds
such
like
a-
it
such a
sounds
weird
like a
question.
video. It's available online.
Whatever.
Such a weird question.
That is a weird
Look,
question.
You know what? Your boy was definitely not
No,
his
no.
most
We
creative.
love your beautiful mind, Davey. Don't worry about it.
In high school, would you rather have been invited to a Stephanie Smith house party or gone to a Bears game?
Stephanie Smith house party.
Oh yeah, there we go. Staying on brand. Staying on brand. Didn't you say you went to one of her house parties once?
There was parties that I wasn't invited to. I think she was
Yeah.
at one time. Like, listen, I wasn't cool, so I'm not going to try to front or anything like that.
Oh man. Hey Adam, this is always a blast, man. Your monthly appearance on this show is by far our favorite show to do. So really appreciate you, man.
Well, thank you for having me on. Always appreciate it. Always like seeing you guys. So appreciate you having me, and we'll see you next month.
Yes, sir.
Hey, then next time I'll make sure we hit you up for the Bachelor because Eric will be next. No, John's next. John, you got yours will probably be what, next year?
I'm not getting married till 2023. All the venues are booked, man. COVID hit everything hard.
Oh, there
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So I got some time to make some arrangements for that.
All right, I love it.
Don't
Well,
you hate? I don't know. What do you like? What is your ideal bachelor party, Johnny?
I don't know yet. I maybe